This is my WWE versus AEW dream match card. So we're starting off with Stone Cold Steve Austin versus CM Punk. It's been a dream match, 10 years in the making. In terms of in-ring promos, even the match itself will be an all-time classic. I've gone with Stone Cold to win the match after about 25 minutes of non-stop and back and forth action. We then have The Rock versus MJF, which for promos alone will be unbelievable. You've got the established Hollywood superstar versus the future Hollywood superstar in MJF. In terms of the result of the match, I'm going with MJF to win with his usual dirty tactics. For a third match, I've gone with The Undertaker versus Sting. It's Icon versus Icon. This is a match where all WWE fans have dreamt up for a number of years. Unfortunately, both these superstars were kept apart for much of their careers. Undertaker spent his whole career in the WWE, while Sting spent most of his career in WCW and also in TNA. And he joined WWE in 2014 when The Undertaker was very much at the end of his own career. In terms of the match result here, I'm going with The Undertaker. It'll be a close contest, but I think I have to go with the dead man to take the win. Match 4 is Kurt Angle versus Bryan Danielson. This match alone now would be an all-time classic. In terms of the best wrestler the WWE's ever had, Kurt Angle is up there. Even Bryan Danielson is up there as possibly being one of the best wrestlers in WWE history, just for in-ring talents alone. I've gone here with Kurt Angle to take the win. It's probably one of them where I was unsure who to give the win, but I've gone with Angle just to shade it. Number 5 then is Mick Foley versus Jon Moxley. This match will be a hardcore match. You've got Mick Foley, the Daredevil, versus Jon Moxley, who sees himself as a Daredevil. This match will be full of hilarious spots, full of blood as well. It'll be fairly grim at times. No Mick Foley's past. He's always been one to enjoy taking bumps. And Jon Moxley these days seems to not be afraid of anything. I've gone with Jon Moxley to actually win this, because I think Mick Foley would be very happy to put him over. As you know, Mick Foley is a company man and is always been willing to put the younger talent over. Number 6, I've gone with Shawn Michaels versus Kenny Omega. This will be a great fight. Both very good in the ring. I was kind of drawn now. I was thinking of possibly going with Bret Hart versus Kenny Omega, but I've saved him for the next match, and I'll get to that in a few minutes. But I've gone with Shawn Michaels versus Kenny Omega. I think it's a great matchup. You've got Michaels, who is a lot better in the ring. I would say, than Omega. But Omega's done quite well in New Japan. And he's done quite well in matches in AEW against Bryan Danielson. He had a decent match with Adam Page as well. I think Omega is better on his own when he's not surrounded by the Young Bucks and Adam Page. But in terms of the win, I'm going with Shawn Michaels here. I think it potentially has match of the night written all over us. But I'm going with Michaels to win this. Number 7 then is Canadian versus Canadian. Bret Hart versus Chris Jericho. I can imagine there are promos here, both of these guys from the same country, trying to prove who is the superior Canadian. The match itself would be fairly good as well, I can imagine. You know, you've got the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be in Bret Hart. You've got Jericho, who claims to be the best wrestler in the world. But I think I've gone with Bret Hart to win this. We know over there is that Bret Hart is very reluctant to actually put over talent. So I know Bret Hart to take the win here. Number 8 is a match between Kane and Samoa Joe. Now this one, I believe, will be an underrated match. Like, there's so many wrestlers here that are missing out. There's John Cena, there's no Randy Orton, there's no Triple H even. But I'm just trying to kind of fit who I would think would be who the fans would want to see. I'm fairly happy anyway with the selection of matches I have. But Kane and Samoa Joe now would be a fairly decent match. Two powerhouses. I picked Samoa Joe now to actually win this one, believe it or not. Because Kane as well is known to put talent over as well. So I've gone with Joe to win this. Number 9 is the Usos versus the Young Bucks. I was very hesitant now to put the Young Bucks in here. I was going to think of maybe putting the Hardys instead of the Young Bucks, but I thought, you know, I might have to get the Young Bucks in here somehow, even though I'm not particularly a fan myself, but I think the Usos and the Young Bucks chemistry will be a lot better than throwing them in with the Hardys, really. I've gone with the Usos to take the win here. And number 10 is Trish Stratus versus Britt Baker. I've had to get a women's match in here somehow. So I've gone with Trish Stratus and Britt Baker. I've gone with Britt Baker to win the match. I think Trish would put her over, really. Yeah, there wasn't really much choice between the women, really. I could have went with Becky Lynch against Britt Baker. Or Lita. Like, there's not a whole lot of talent, really, in AEW. Besides the 10 here I selected. Now, going back to, obviously, the first couple of matches, you have Austin and Punk, which will be a classic. You've got the best in the world there, CM Punk, versus the Rattlesnake. Yeah, and you've also got, obviously, The Rock and MJF will blow the roof off the place, but yeah, I think overall this is a decent match card. Obviously, you could, like I said, we're missing John Cena, we're missing Randy Orton, we're missing Triple H. Like, they could all possibly replace The Rock there and go up against MJF. But I think everyone else in the match card, it's a very decent match card. And it's a card that I would pay for. I think if you had this at WrestleMania, in some sort of reality, or some sort of dream, I would say, it would set out quite well. So that's my dream WWE versus AEW match card. Thank you for watching.